It's happening again. He's doing it again. And finally, the media is picking it up. Before I go into it, a reminder, subscribe to the MeidasTouch YouTube channel. It's free. Finally, Forbes is covering it. Trump's unwieldy speeches raise questions about his mental acuity. In other words, he's a psychopath and he's physically deteriorating. Los Angeles Times, their column is, "I'm sick of discussing Trump's madness, but we have to." From the New Republic, finally, Trump's alarming mental decline has become a big media story. And this right here is from the Boston Globe. Trump's decline is too dangerous to ignore. We can see the decline in Trump's ability to hold a train of thought, speak coherently, or demonstrate a command of the English language, to say nothing about policy. Folks, we've been focused on it for 3.5 years at the MeidasTouch Network. And even when Trump was in office, and I've said it, I'm going to be blunt. That's why you come to the MeidasTouch Network. It looks to me like he has dementia or full-blown dementia or Alzheimer's. That's what it looks to me. That's my opinion, but I'm going to share my opinion fearlessly. When I see him on stage with Governor Kristi Noem saying, "Oh, do you want to listen to your favorite song?" It looks to me what I've observed when I've seen people in hospice care with a caretaker saying, "You want me to play your favorite song before you go to sleep?" That's what I'm observing. And that's why we fearlessly call it out here at the MeidasTouch Network. The most recent event, when Donald Trump was at this meeting in Michigan, he basically fell asleep. He fell asleep. Here, watch him. Barely able to stay awake. Here, play this clip, or fall asleep. Let's show you the clip.
Incidents. Not one of them had their gun out of their holster. These weren't barricaded gunmen, wasn't a bank robbery. These were ambushes. That's in Michigan, 3 in 90 days. And they never fired a shot, never got their guns out.
And then I want you to watch here an exhausted and feeble Donald Trump say, "Do you think this is easy, what I do? I have to go do one more speech, and they tell me I have to do another speech." Here, watch this right here.
We'll go through it pretty quick, Dale, and then I'm going over to make a little speech in front of 10,000 people. You think this is an easy life I have, right? I go from here, I say, "Am I finished?" They say, "No, sir, you have one more speech." "Oh, good. Where is it?"
Fox is getting nervous. You can tell by this chyron from Jeanine Pirro. They go, "Kamala baselessly claims Trump is exhausted." It's not baselessly. We can see it with our own eyes. We can observe it with our own eyes. This is Vice President Kamala Harris on Friday when she addressed the press about Donald Trump's severe mental issues, cognitive issues, physical issues. She goes, "I've been hearing reports that his team, that Trump's own team, says he's suffering from exhaustion." Here, play this clip.
Hi, guys. Well, we're back in Michigan, and it's good to be back. And again, we have a situation where the former president is insulting the people of the state, this time saying that auto workers, that their important and good and highly skilled work could be performed by a child, which is just further evidence that Donald Trump comes from a place where he really does not appreciate or understand how most people in our country work very hard for all that they have, and that there is great dignity in their work. In addition, I've been hearing reports that his team at least is saying he's suffering from exhaustion. And that's apparently the excuse for why he's not doing interviews. And of course, he's not doing the CNN town hall. He refuses to do another debate. And, look, being president of the United States is probably one of the hardest jobs in the world. And so we really do need to ask if he's exhausted being on the campaign trail. Is he fit to do the job? And I think that's a question that is an open-ended question that he needs to answer.
Now, Donald Trump learned of that. So Donald Trump then goes, "I'm not exhausted. I'm not exhausted." Trump is big mad about Kamala Harris saying he's exhausted. Here, play the clip.
Should have been last night with the Catholics. So all they do is put out sound bites. Tell me when you've seen me take even a little bit of a rest. Not only I'm not even tired. I'm really exhilarated. You know why? We're killing her in the polls because the American people don't want her. She didn't pass her bar exam. She's not a smart person. She's not a person that should represent our country. So I just want to let you know that very clearly. Go ahead.
And then there was Donald Trump's appearance on Fox and Friends, where he appeared to be sitting on top of a washable incontinence bed pad. Now, Donald Trump and his team, I think, are saying, and I think when I observed it, I'm going to give you my observation. It looked to me, at first, I thought it was a washable incontinence bed pad, but it does appear to be his suit that doesn't fit him well, that kind of drapes and scoops under him like a cape. And he sits on that, and I've never seen anything like it. It's so poorly fitting. You can tell me what you think in the comments. On second glance, it doesn't seem like a washable incontinence bed pad. It seems like a very poorly fitting suit, but still, what in the world are we even looking at right there? And then, of course, there is the moment Donald Trump was in Detroit, and this is undisputed at this point, undisputed, where Donald Trump soiled himself or relieved himself, or at least made noises radiating from the lower part of his body. We'll just say that. I can't confirm the fecal matter, nor do I want to confirm that. So was it passing gas? Was it soiling himself? Was it a shark, as people refer to it as? I don't know. But some noise occurred from below. Play the clip.
This is a catastrophe for the American dream and a dire crisis from commerce to labor to FEMA.
And Donald Trump was doing that when he was in office. You may recall when Donald Trump was sitting next to Dianne Feinstein, he farted on her. Here, play this clip.
So today we're here in a bipartisan fashion to show leadership in an effort to end this senseless violence. It can be ended.
Now, Vice President Kamala Harris's team, led by senior advisor Ian Sams, has been pointing out Donald Trump's severe cognitive issues. Here, play this clip.
We enjoy coming on your air, and the vice president's looking forward to her interview with Brett tomorrow night. It's actually kind of a stark reminder that we're not really seeing Donald Trump do very many interviews. It's been about a month now since he did a mainstream media interview, and we got to wonder why. You know, we called this weekend for him to release his medical records. The vice president released her medical report from her doctor, Donald Trump's team. I heard him on your air last hour insisting that everything is okay and that there's nothing to see here. And your anchor rightly asked, well, if that's true, why not just put him out? And so I think that you're going to get to hear from the vice president tomorrow night about her vision for the country and what she's looking forward to presenting to Fox News viewers, including, for example, her proposal to make sure that seniors in-home care is covered under Medicare, a very important proposal to help people bring down the costs for seniors, as well as their kids who might be taking care of an aging parent. And so these are the kind of ideas that she's talking about and looking forward to talking and answering, tough questions on Fox News about.
Sleep is the foundation of our mental and physical health. When you are sleeping well, you can perform at your best mentally and physically. Introducing Beam's Dream Powder, a science-backed healthy hot cocoa for sleep. If you know me, you know that Dream has been an absolute game changer for my sleep. I drink Beam's Dream Powder each night in order to get my optimal sleep, and I have to say, I would not be recommending this if it didn't actually help me. And today, my listeners get a special discount on Beam's Dream Powder, their science-backed healthy hot cocoa for sleep with no added sugar. Better sleep has never tasted better. Now available in delicious flavors like chocolate peanut butter, cinnamon cocoa, and sea salt caramel with only 15 calories and 0 grams of sugar. Other sleep aids could cause next day grogginess, but Dreams contains a powerful all-natural blend of reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, melatonin, and nano CBD to help you fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up refreshed. The numbers don't lie. In a clinical study, 93% of participants reported Dream helped them get better sleep. Beam Dream is easy to add to your nighttime routine. Just mix Dream into hot water or milk, froth, and enjoy before bed. Find out why Forbes and New York Times are all talking about Beam and why it's trusted by the world's top athletes and business professionals. If you want to try Beam's best-selling Dream Powder, get up to 40% off for a limited time when you go to shopbeam.com/Meidas and use code Meidas at checkout. That's shopbeam.com/Meidas BEAM.com/MEIDAS and use code Meidas for up to 40% off.
I think it's also worth noting, as Keith Edwards did, Donald Trump's canceling his 60-minute speech, CNBC speech, a second debate with Kamala Harris, an NBC interview, hasn't confirmed a CNN town hall. He canceled an NRA interview, canceling things over and over again. Here, Ian Sams talks about what Donald Trump refers to as his weave, where Donald Trump can't put sentences together, so it just says a bunch of words. Then he goes, I just did the weave. Play the clip.
Well, look, I think the basic threshold of a candidate running for president is to put their medical records and their physical health information out there for the country to see before they cast their ballots. President Biden did that. Vice President Harris did that this weekend. And unfortunately, President Trump is refusing to do so. He said in an interview on CBS on August 20th, less than 2 months ago, that he would very gladly put out his medical information for the public to digest before they cast their ballots. And he hasn't. And then what we've seen in the intervening period, whether it's the event last night you're talking about, where it was a little odd and he just sort of stood there and watched his audience while playing YMCA for a few 30 minutes or so, or today when he's getting agitated and angry at the Bloomberg moderator at the forum in Chicago and doing what Kristen just mentioned in her reporting is the weave. I'm not entirely sure what that is other than just rambling and meandering. And so it does raise the real question of, are you fit for the job? Are you up to the task? This is a very serious moment and a very serious time for our country. And you think about the decisions that a president has to make, and are you physically capable of doing it? And he hasn't released the level of public health information to the public to be able to make that assessment.
Here's an example of that, where Donald Trump is speaking at this in Chicago, at the Chicago Economic Club, and he's like talking about the dollar, then Macron. Here, play the clip.
You move too quick now. You got to be able to finish a thought because it's very important. You know, this is big stuff we're talking about. You can't go that quickly.
You've gone from the dollar to
So let me just tell you. So I said, no, I'm just telling you basic, it's called the weave. It's all these different things happening. Yeah. So let me just say, so I said to Mnuchin.
Here's Vice President Kamala Harris on the tarmac talking about Donald Trump's health. Play this clip.
Recent questions about Donald Trump. Once again, there's been a lot of recent questions based on an event he did recently. He played music for about 30 minutes straight. Just questions about his mental fitness for office at this point. Do you think Donald Trump needs to take a cognitive test?
Well, I'm going to say what I've said publicly and will say many times based on my observations, and I think the observations of many. Donald Trump is increasingly unstable, and as has been said by people who have worked closely with him, even when he was president, he's unfit to be president of the United States.
Do you support?
I want to show you this as well. This is from our friend Dave Bautista. He's a Meidas Mighty, and here's a short that he had to cut. Here, play this clip.
The thing that Donald Trump has ever done is divided this country. America will only be great if you vote for me, and that's bullshit. It's not making America great. It's making Donald Trump great. Vote for me so I can pardon myself, do anything I want, get away with it. Just a regular guy. But when I look up the definition of narcissist, this is who people want running our country. Everything he loses is rigged. When he won in 2016, because he lost the popular vote was rigged. What a whiny little bitch. The fact that he was convicted of 34 felonies, it was rigged. Guilty of fraud because it was rigged. I know why he's so proud. Turning over Roe versus Wade, and the reason is because he's a massive piece of shit. This dude got laughed out of the United Nations. That says a lot. It's gotta be the system's rigged. I hate Taylor Swift in all capital letters. Who's more American than Taylor Swift? Nobody. Talking about Governor Whitmer, he was asking for federal help. He wouldn't return her phone call because she hurt his feelings. Do you think of anything more un-American? Shit all over Obamacare, promising that any week release his health care plan. Next week, we're going to have something very shortly. It's like nothing you've ever seen, except it never fucking came. We love our country so much, stop fucking shitting on it. Like Ali right now. Make America great, let's stop all this hate. Love America again.
Now, finally, I will share with you when Donald Trump was up on stage with Kristi Noem. This was the moment I was talking about, where Donald Trump is asked by her, hey, do you want me to play your favorite song? Play the clip.
Anyway, go ahead, please.
Yep. Well, sir, do you want to play your song and then greet a few people, or do you want to? Well, you had said you wanted to close with a specific song.
Okay, let's do a couple of
two more fast questions.
So, Justin, how about a couple of really beauties? and we'll sit down, relax. Let me just give you the bottom line, though.
And then here Donald Trump says, let's play my music. Here, play the clip.
Let's not do any more questions. Let's just listen to music. Let's make it into our music. Who the hell wants to hear questions, right? Isn't that beautiful, though? It's so beautiful. And we played that in Butler, Pennsylvania. We had a moment of silence, and then we had the bells of Notre Dame go off, and then we had a great opera singer, Christopher, who was so incredible, and a great, great opera singer.
Folks, this is serious stuff. Serious stuff. And while corporate media, they don't want to talk about this, is taboo to say that Donald Trump potentially has dementia or Alzheimer's, or that Donald Trump is rotting in front of our eyes. Is that something that all of a sudden, I didn't get that memo. I didn't get that memo here at the MeidasTouch Network. The memo I got is you tell the truth. When you observe things, you call it like it is. That's what we're doing. That's what we'll always do. Share these videos, let people know. Red alert, Donald Trump's health is fading before our freaking eyes. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.